ghetto. Ooh, Jersey is so ghetto. Okay, let's get into this episode. Before we get into it, let's talk about this blogger supposedly that Teresa and Margaret are talking about. So this is all alleged. So I don't know if this is factual, so we're going to say allegedly. But we know last episode, Marge Sr. had a birthday for her 75th birthday party for her 75th birthday. So this guy was there named David Unif. I don't know if that's how you say his last name or not, but supposedly he's connected, or he runs this blog page called Bravo and Cocktails _ And people are saying this page is the page that's constantly putting out information about Louis and his exes. And the reason why people feel like this is that this page is like being malicious or really trying to take Louis and Teresa down is because David is cool with Kim D. And you know Teresa and Kim D ain't seen it for each other in a while. And also David is supposedly friends with one of Louis' exes. The ex that basically said that she was cool with Margaret, did a whole video, and I'll post screenshots of what the video looked like so you can peep it for yourself. But in the video, she talked about being cool with Margaret. So this is what people are alleging, that this is what Teresa is talking about. So the person who runs, if this is him, so allegedly he posted this on the blog page, and it was his IG stories, and the page is IG stories, and it basically said, "For the record, not that I need to say this, Margaret has never contacted me and said anything about the lover. I have received intel from several sources, none of them connected to any of the cast of Real Housewives of New Jersey, to my knowledge." So it's the part of "to my knowledge" because you're letting it be known that you've gotten intel from people, but you don't know if they're connected. So that gives you a grace just in case if they are connected. So a lot of people are like, that's who Margaret been getting her story from. Even though the stories have been out there, but it seems like she might be connected to this person and know a little bit of a thing or two, But that's my tea. So y'all, I also want to get into this blind item. So this was posted by Bravo and cocktails.com. I don't know if that's the same page that I referred to in the blogs part about the blog situation, but there's several Bravo pages that are like Bravos and Cocktails, Bravos and Mimosas. So it could be somebody else. They just might have done a different _ So it says, another longtime matriarch of the franchise is set to be booted in the coming weeks. The fan favorite who has been on the franchise for the last 10 years has had her fate sealed with the network. Production and executives believe her storyline has wrapped up and believe her unwillingness to work with the cast is old. This long-time cast is ready to be taken into a new direction and needs a new family, maybe a Turkish one, to be centered around. Also, the network is looking to find out if a housewife's estranged sister would be willing to come to the table. Expect a shakeup with some new faces, a brand new direction. Other news sources will be discussing this in the coming days. So, I don't know how true that is. We don't know how true that is. I don't know. And the reason why I'm saying I don't know, it's been so many seasons where we all think that it's time for Teresa to go, because clearly it's about Teresa, because we know it ain't about Melissa. We know it ain't about Melissa. I think the issue has come to where Teresa I don't think she feels the need to play the game anymore because she's been on so long. And I think that's why she's trying so hard to hold on to Louis, is because I feel like she feels like this is her happily ever after, and she doesn't want anyone to ruin it. Honestly, they could have took they could have took Real Housewives of New Jersey in a new direction that one season where it was just Melissa and Teresa, and I think one other, maybe was it Dina? Yeah, Dina. It was Teresa, Melissa, and Dina, and then you had those two weird twins and that one girl, that one crazy like Amazon chick, and it was like Melissa messed herself up when she sided with Dina and Teresa. When if she would have just played the middle ground and been friends with the three of like with those three, she could have took the franchise to a different level in the sense of where it wouldn't be the Teresa show or heavily predicated on Teresa. So I'm wondering if they really do that, like what viewers would do. I would still watch to see like where the story is going to go or how the new season is going to be, but I don't know if they really are going to like do that. But I can definitely see like after this episode, Teresa is pretty much putting herself on an island where she could be booted if they needed to boot her, especially if everyone decides not to film with her. Or in the sense of when I say not film, I don't think Dolores will probably still film with her, especially Jennifer, especially Melissa, but I think it will start to be cut down shorter. Well, they will do film with her, but then they won't like it will be like a short scene, like maybe 5 minutes of the episode, and then we done. And then it's a group scene, or there's more people that they focus on in the show. So she better wake up. But like it is, it's a blind item, which means it's all alleged. So let's get into this hot mess of an episode. Get into the ghetto. So ghetto. Shout out to Kelly Rowland. This episode. It was funny. It was funny. So let's get into it. So it opens up and we have Frank and he's moving into the house with the kids, and Dolores is still in her townhouse, but the lease is up in 6 months, so I guess she's gonna move in with them after her lease. It's kind of nice. Their family dynamic is weird, but it works for them. Frank was a tyrant and he was out of control. He was like a whoremonger. And it seems like he was like allegedly like abusive as well. But it seems that him and Dolores have been able to find like common ground. And I only think that's because Frank was able to apologize to Dolores. I think if Frank had never like apologized and said how grateful he was that Dolores was the mother of his kids because their kids turned out to be amazing, like you had a doctor and a real estate agent, I don't think they could ever be what they are now. And I know some people don't like it, but I actually like it because it's different. My family doesn't look like that. I come from a 2-parent household, and like my parents been together for almost like 30 years. So like that's different for me. So, but I do think that people should be able to experience and see like different, different shows of families, because nobody's family is the same. Like even if you do come from a 2-parent household, your household isn't ran the same as like my household was run or how anybody else's household is ran. So I think that's it's nice. I was with Frank. I'd have been mad if that chinchilla was in there. Chinchillas can be horrible if they don't like you. I used to work at a pet store that sold them, had to take care of them. No. The crazy thing is like when that thing starts doing a sand bath, oh, he gonna be annoyed, especially if they have where it's positioned. Because we used to have a chinchilla at my job that like, so if you don't know, chinchillas don't bathe; they clean with sand. Like you will see them and it's like clean sand, and it like cleans them off. Because in the wild they don't bathe like that. So like you never need to put a chinchilla underwater, but you'll see them take sand and they'll throw it. And it'll like kind of like when you see elephants throwing like spraying their backs or putting mud on themselves. But like we had a chinchilla at work that like he would purposely do his sand bath so that it would get on the floor. Like no matter where you position the bowl that he did his sand bath in, he would knock it over, or like he would push it and then it would be all on the floor. Hated that thing. But it was cute. The next scene we see is Teresa and her girls packing up. They're moving to their new house. Their new house is nice. It's nice. We find out that they did renovations in it. Like the girls' rooms are like wonderful sizes. Like they all look like master suites. They all look great. Like the bedrooms look amazing. I really liked, I think it's the second oldest. Her bathroom is like, I would take that. Her bathroom is love. That tub is a nice size tub for you to just soak and be all luxurious in. So I was with it. I also thought it was cute that cute and sweet that Louis, I guess in the cement, had the phrase that they said last season at their memorial. I don't know how to say it, but I think it's Italian for "I'll always be with you," and I thought that was kind. I also I have mixed feelings when it comes to Louis, because I think like where there's smoke, there's fire. So you should definitely be cautious and be cognizant of the things that you hear about your like significant other. And like for women, it's extremely important, especially Black women. But even for guys, like if you hear she's abusive or she does these things, like I think everybody should pay attention to what they hear out in the streets, and then you should be able to assess for yourself like whether or not you want to stay in a situation. But I definitely think she should listen to what she's heard on the streets. But I also think it's sweet to see her in love. So it's like it's weird because he does seem like he really cares about her. Like the whole putting the thing in the cement, I thought that was kind. The son, because he has a son, so the son will be living there too. He seems to really like Teresa and gets along with the girls. The girls seem to like Louis. I just think that I feel like they rushed it. I feel like that's my thing. I feel like they rushed getting together and moving their families in, especially when you have teenage girls and teenage boys. Like things can happen, and they can be detrimental. But also, it's like that's a lot of change for someone that young. So I oftentimes think you sometimes have to ease like people that young into stuff like this. So, but I don't know. It's just like you hear these things about him possibly being abusive. You also hear about him doing certain things to his exes. But then you see it and you're like, okay, maybe he has changed because he has told us he went to therapy. We saw him in that weird video. And it's like, maybe he has changed. So can you still, like, you can still judge him by his past. But if he's taken the necessary steps to be different and be a better person, then I don't think you can like condemn him. But I do think it is important that like Teresa is aware of everything that's out there because you have kids and it's not just you. I think it would be different if it was just her, but you have 3 other girls who are going to be living in that home with you. And then also like he has a son. Like if Louis hears anything negative about Teresa, he should be cognizant of that because he also has a son as well, and you don't want things to happen to him. So I don't know. Their home is beautiful. I'm glad they did renovations. The crazy thing to me is like it looks like they're like the old home that they're leaving, but like an upgraded, happier version. Like because the old home was very dark and gray and brown. This one is gray, but it seems like a light gray. So I do hope they have a new beginning. So while she was driving there, Melissa calls Teresa before they move in. And they were talking about like going to Nashville and how Teresa's just over Margaret. She's sick of Margaret talking about Louis and she wants things to be deaded and she can't take it no more. She can't take it. So then the next scene we see is everybody preparing to go to Nashville. We see Jackie with Evan. They're ready. They talked about going to Nashville, I think 10 years ago for like an anniversary. Jackie brings up about how she says, I don't know, Jackie doesn't like Teresa, but Jackie isn't strong enough not to allow Teresa to stress her out. So that's why Jackie placates Teresa in a sense, because honestly, Jackie doesn't see Teresa as a friend. She doesn't see Teresa as a friend, but she placates Teresa. But then all the while she talks about how Teresa is like the cause of why she was so stressed out last year and why she lost weight. And it's like weird because it's like Jackie wants to portray like she's this boss chick, like she don't let nobody get to her, or like she's very intelligent. And it's like, if you are intelligent, I don't get how you let Teresa, who you deem to be less than smart, get underneath your skin in that way. So that's why I feel like people feel like those Evan rumors may possibly be true, because if it wasn't something or to it, I don't think it would have stressed you out that bad or have you like crying or aiding to your eating disorder, basically. But she's excited to go. We see Margaret with Joe. Margaret telling Joe she don't know how she feel about Teresa. She said some nasty things about her. She's been very vile. And I'm like, that's the only thing I can't get with Margaret, Miss Pinktails, is that Margaret always likes to sit on this moral high ground. And it's like, you can't do that. Like, you can. You have done some similar things and similar antics of Teresa. Like, there is video of you when Margaret and Danielle, which I feel like they should bring back. But Margaret and Danielle's whole feud, Margaret used to violate Danielle's personal boundaries. She pushed her man Marty into the pool. She threw red wine in her face when they were like in Jamaica or the Bahamas, and then she poured that water on her. So it's like, you've said nasty things about people that people could deem to be the lowest of the low, and it's like, you can't hold this like I'm Mother Teresa against Teresa. It's like both of y'all are assholes fighting, and neither one of you are very innocent in this whole debacle that took place like this afternoon, well, in this episode or that night. So then we see Melissa and Joe. Melissa is just like, I just don't like how your sister's always fighting with my friends. And I was just like, Melissa, we get it. They your friends. They your people. And I was with Joe. Like, Joe was just like, you don't need to fight with my sister. I just hope Margaret is quiet. Then we see Teresa and Louis talking. And Louis basically co-signing what Teresa saying, that Margaret just likes to pick and find things about people. And she's just not like, she's just always trying to find things about people. And it's annoying and it's not fair. And I'm tired of her too. So it just seems like everybody, and then we see Frank and Dolores talking, and Frank says the same. It's crazy how Frank is like the like the voice of reason, big Frank. And Frank basically was like, because Dolores was like, Margaret needs to know how to like lay off Teresa, because Teresa's different. And then Frank was like, well, Margaret's different. And I'm like, yes. They both are doing things to each other where I just feel like neither one of them are correct. Like, neither one of them are correct. So everyone gets on the planes and we finally make it to Tennessee. The house that they're staying in is actually very nice. It's actually a very lovely house. I didn't know why they had all them toys in there, but I guess the house is like it's for show, which is weird. It's weird only because like they had the house staged. So I was confused. I was like, are they selling the home? And if you're selling the home, why are we just letting randos just be in the home? But we end up seeing this one girl named Christy, who is the realtor of the house. And I guess like the activities manager as well, because she's setting up like events for them to go to. And Margaret knows her when Margaret used to do like lifestyle and all that stuff, all that good stuff. Her and I guess her name is Chris. Did I call the girl Christy? I think her name is Christy. Maybe it's Tracy. I don't know. The young lady, they know each other. They're cool. So everyone was like surprised. And then and I'm only bringing this up because they keep saying Margaret knows everybody and Margaret knows everybody's tea. So it kind of lends credence to what Teresa has been saying. And I just find it weird when the whole situation happened or when Teresa brings it up, they all act like she's stupid. And don't get me wrong, Teresa is a couple fries short of a Happy Meal, as my granddaddy would say. She really is. But I don't think she's that dumb because, well, when we talk about the fight, I'm going to tell you why I don't think she's that dumb. And I feel like she calculated. So the guys are having fun while the ladies are arguing about the master bedroom. Teresa gets the master suite. And Melissa upset. Mind you, all of the rooms look like they were a decent size. And I just I've always said in my reviews or my videos when it comes to Real Housewives when they go on cash trips, I always think the person that is designated to like host or is the host, and when I say designated, when the production creates a trip and they deem you to be the hostess. But if you're the hostess, I think you should get the master suite. Now, if the hostess gives the master suite to somebody else, that's different. And we find out Dolores gave Louis and Teresa the master suite because they're newly together. I don't know. I just feel like Melissa was making a mountain out of a molehill because I was kind of like, nobody else seemed to be that pressed. And even, Margaret was pressed. But I'm like, y'all, none of these rooms are trash. Like, it seems like every room has a full-size, like, queen bed in it. So I'm like, it's not like you're going to be sleeping. It would be different if you were sleeping on an XL tall like we do in college. But I'm just kind of like, that's not what y'all are doing. Like, everyone's room had like a massive bed in it. So I just kind of thought that was weird. I also get like not wanting to share a bathroom or whatever. But I'm just like, it's a vacation. You might have to share a bathroom. It's like 12 of y'all in one house. Deal with it. And it's a lovely home. So get over y'all. Get over it. Like, get over it. So we then have a scene where it's Jackie, Dolores, Jennifer, and Teresa. And Teresa is talking to Jackie. And Teresa was like, girl, you always say you smart. And I liked how Jackie was like, no, I am smart. I said, okay, Jackie. Okay, point for you, sis. And Jackie and Teresa was basically saying she feels like Margaret is the one who is feeding information to the blogs. And I was kind of like, do I think Margaret is doing that? No, but I could see how Teresa could get to that conclusion. Like I talked about previously in the intro of the video, it's like Margaret is friends with all these people who are bloggers, and it would make you think that like, okay, every time a negative story is coming out, every time me and Louie are doing good, this blog pops up and this person is associated with this blog and now you're friends with them and me and you aren't cool right now. So, and you're always, every time we're in a group event or a group setting, you're constantly bringing up me and my man. You have to be the one doing it. So I get it. Like, I get it. I don't think Margaret is doing it, but I get how she got to that conclusion. I mean, Jackie defended her friend and was like, no, I don't think that's what it is. I don't think that's how it is. And even Jennifer was like, no, I don't think she would do that. Maybe y'all just need to talk it out. And Teresa was like, I'm done talking about it. And honestly, Teresa's energy this whole entire trip has been bad. I just think Teresa just has reached a breaking point with Miss Margarita. And she just like, she just don't see it for her no more. And like, it's understandable to a certain extent. Like, I get it. Like, I get her being frustrated and upset with Margaret. Because in all honesty, Teresa has set clear boundaries with Margaret. She told Margaret on the first episode, you're in my home. I don't want to talk about my man with you. Like, we're not talking about that video. Respect my home. Then when they had that other situation, when they were at the shore and they all were sitting out there and we had the hand fumbling, Teresa like told her, like, stop bringing up my man. And even Louis answered the questions. And it's like, Margaret keeps pressing. And it's kind of, and I think that's the issue and why I can't totally get with Margaret or Jackie when Jackie's like, she's just asking questions. Okay, Jackie, then if she's just asking questions, how about we constantly ask you, so is Evan cheating? Is Evan over there with that girl over there at the gym? Oh, I heard her name was this. Is that really her? Like, you would be annoyed with that too. And I feel like nobody's taking that into consideration because I'm kind of like, she already told y'all to leave her alone about it. And I get it. It's okay to be concerned about your friend, but if you and your friend aren't on a good what's the word? If y'all not on good terms, then I wouldn't be constantly bringing it up. If I bring it up one time and I knew it went south, then I wouldn't keep bringing it up. And I feel like a lot of people who are like fans of Margaret, which there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I'm not no team Margaret or team Teresa. I just feel like y'all are not actually taking into consideration that this lady said a few times, shut up about my man. Like, I already told you, we're deading this. I think that's the issue that Teresa's at, is like, y'all keep talking. I keep hearing y'all talk. And I told y'all, leave me and my man alone. I think that's where we're at. But Jackie tells Margaret about it, and Margaret gets very upset because she was like, oh, she's like, no. She brings that up again, like, it's over. I'm going to ask her about it. And I don't know, I guess I was kind of surprised that Margaret got so defensive, because I'm like, well, excuse me, well, if you're not doing it, girl, like, let it go. And y'all already argued about it. You already said you're not doing it. So, like, you already know Teresa's going to keep bringing it up. Like, let it go. So Bill finally gets there. He wasn't there before. Bill and Jennifer had me tickled this whole entire episode, especially when they had on the cowboy hats and they were like walking in a circle. Howdy, partner. Howdy, partner. We gonna get us some grub. I was tickled. I like them together. I really do. Like, I'm glad they're not beefing no more, because Bill and Jennifer seems like they have fun together. So everyone's getting ready. They're about to go do the bull riding whole thing. And what's her name? Jackie and Margaret are standing off to the side of the, like, you know, in the kitchen. And Margaret's like, I'm going to bring it up to Teresa. And I was actually with Jackie when Jackie was like, you just don't want to have a fun night for the first night. Like, do we have to bring that up? And I agree with Jackie. Like, girl, you already know the lady don't see it for you. Why are you bringing it up tonight? Why can't y'all just have a fun night the first night? Like, why are you bringing it up? Like, y'all have argued about this situation, like, ad nauseum. Why are you constantly bringing this up? I just think that's, like, weird. So they get to the bull riding thing. Jennifer had me weak when she said in the confessional, like, she was like, I would ride him. Ooh, no, I didn't mean that. I enjoyed watching him ride the bull. And she was pertaining to Tiki. I was tickled. The guys did a bet. Obviously, Tiki won. He stayed on the bull for 7 seconds. Joe Gorga, 12 seconds. Frank, 6. Louis, 5. And Bill, 4 seconds. Of course, Tiki was going to win anyway. So they're all having fun. I think the guys are going to go on a boating trip. And they're all looking at Bill. And like, Jennifer's like, y'all cannot get my man that drunk. And then they do the flashback of where they were all at the shore last time. And Bill got so faded that they all had to carry him in. And you hear Jennifer, what did y'all do to my husband? I was weak. But Melissa is like, oh, we're going to go to a recording studio and sing country. Why? And then they show that flashback of her in 2011 on display, yay, on display. Melissa want to be J-Lo so bad. She want to be J-Lo so bad. On display, yay. So they're all ordering drinks. They're having a good time. And then I don't even know what kicked off this drink pushing, but we about to get into it. I went back in my notes to look and figure out how this started, and I think I got it down. So when Melissa says that she wants all the girls to go like record a country song with her, Teresa says something. Oh no, I think Margaret says like, if we use auto-tune, like, I'm cool, I'm down. Then Teresa's like, oh, she's like, if she going, I don't want to go. So that's what ignited the fight. So then Teresa's like, you always bringing up people's like stuff. So then they talk about the blogs. Teresa was like, she was like, I believe you're the one that, you know, you out here with the blogs. And then Margaret is like, no. And then she's like, you need to stop saying that. Like, it's really pissing me off. And then Teresa's like, but I don't care if it's pissing you off. Like, I believe you're the one who is like you're the one out here feeding stories to the blog about my boyfriend. So then Margaret and her green screen is like, you know, I'm really hurt by this. All the times I defended Teresa. And mind you, they only showed last season. Margaret has been on this cast for almost like maybe 5 or 6 seasons. almost. Cause I don't know, yeah. I think she's been on like for a hot minute. So for her to just now be like, if that's the only clip they got, I was like, girl, girl, that's not a lot. So, and I'm looking at production like that didn't vindicate her. So I don't know. So then, Margaret is steady telling Teresa, stop saying that. You're a no good liar. And I'm sick of you saying it. That is when Teresa gets so like angry. She get the like palming. She did it with let me look at it, y'all. I'm looking because I took a screenshot. They're arguing, and then she hit with one hand, and I think she came back with two. And she hit them drinks so quick. One had to have like a Kool-Aid or a beverage. Bill took me out because Bill was just sipping on his drink like he was unfazed. Like he was so unfazed, and I was shook. Then y'all, the black people behind them at the bar, it was two dudes, had me weak because they had their mask like here all the way turned around like, what is going on over there? I was like, I'm not even mad because that would have been me on my face. So Teresa is like standing up and she whacking them. She is whacking them drinks and everyone's like, oh my God, you got Jackie getting up like, girl. Tracy and Tiki are like, girl. Then you got Melissa and Joe like, what? Like, girl. And then Frank is like, that was unprovoked. Like, she didn't even say nothing for Margaret to get wet up like that. So then Louis, like, y'all, Louis backed up so quick. I'm not even mad at him. Because she got the hit and Louis like, whoa. Louis got up to run. So then he has his hand like Teresa behind him. Like has Teresa behind him. And he's like, chill, chill. He is like shook. And Louis was so caught off guard. And then everybody else around them is like, all the people eating, y'all, I wish I had that screenshot. But there's this one guy who ordered 2 drinks. I know he was sitting there like, I know what's going on here. So then Margaret gets doused. Joe gets doused. I think even Tracy gets doused. And then it's Louis, Melissa, Joe, and I think production or maybe security at the bar that they were at with the bull riding, they escort Teresa downstairs. She going off. She calling her a see you next Tuesday. She like da 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 da. You white trash. Da. She is going off. And then what really set her off for Margaret to call Teresa to call Margaret white trash. Margaret was like, you lucky you off parole. Or she's lucky she's off parole. So that set Teresa off to call her white trash this, see you next Tuesday this. I said, ooh, ooh. And so she downstairs, and you could tell that Louis was shook because Louis was not like, he wasn't moving with the swiftness of Teresa. Like, I think he was even startled that she did, like, he was startled that she did that because he said it on the bus because she was like yanking things out his hand, trying to force him to come down the steps because I guess the restaurant was upstairs and there was like another bar downstairs. And he was like Louis was trying to get his bearings. He was like, wait, hold up. So Melissa and Joe are trying to like calm Teresa down, telling her like, girl, it didn't have to be all of that. Margaret is drenched in her white with some red Kool-Aid stains, and she's calling Teresa a pig, like saying that she is a disgrace, that like she a thug, she this and she that, and like she's a horrible human being. Jennifer was trying to make sure Margaret's okay because Jennifer was like, I don't want Margaret to think I condone that, but like that is my friend, so I'm gonna check up on her. Dolores was like trying to go check up on her, but then Margaret was like, no, if you go down there, we're like, me and you gonna have an issue. We're closer friends than you are with her. And I was like, Margaret, why you always gotta bring up who you're closer friends with? She was like, we talk on the phone 5 times a day. She was like, if you go down there, and then Frank had to get Dolores to calm down because Dolores was frazzled too. And Frank was like, Dolores, we're hosting. You got to stay here. Like, let them, they got it. So My only thing was Margaret saying how much of a horrible human being Miss Teresa is, and the evidence, ma'am. Factual evidence. Like, you poured drinks on people, so you've done the same thing that Teresa's done. Even when Margaret was like, who does that at a restaurant? You threw a glass of wine on Danielle at a Caribbean restaurant. Like, what are we talking about, ma'am? What are we talking like that's why I can't totally get with Margaret, because Margaret has done the same things that Teresa has done, but then Margaret wants to act like she's such this like moral code police all of a sudden. And then people were lighting Margaret up because they were like, people brought up her tweets about the whole, what's it called, the whole slap heard around the world with Will Smith and Chris Rock, because someone like talked to Margaret and was like added Margaret. She was like, girl, like, you weren't pushing people in the pool and being violent in your own way on national TV. How are you so like self-righteous? Margaret's response is like, I'm on reality TV series. That's for entertainment, LOL. Not the Academy Awards, the most prestigious stage in the arts. Flattered you compared the two. So I'm like, if it's entertainment, Margaret, why do you have so much disdain for Teresa at this moment, calling her everything in the book? And you tweeted that. So it's like you can't, like, she contradicts herself. And like, and this is my thing. Do I think Teresa was right? No. We're too old for this. We are too old for this. But do I feel that bad for Margaret? No, because Margaret has done these things to Danielle. You poured wine on that lady. You threw it in her face. You poured a whole bottle of water on her, and you shoved her husband in the pool. Now, is Danielle Staubs a fave of mine? Hell no. I do not like that shifty lady. But if you can violate that lady's space and like her person, then you have to be ready for someone to do the same to you and not feel any remorse, the same way you didn't feel any remorse when you did it to her. So again, Teresa was wrong, but I think this is low-key a full circle moment for Miss Margaret Joseph, because it was time for you to get a little wet too, ma'am, because you've taken too many liberties where you have violated somebody else's space and done them dirty the same way Teresa did. So then Teresa's downstairs. She's steady going off, steady upset. And she runs back upstairs to cuss Margaret out. They take her downstairs. Bill's energy was... I like Bill. Bill's energy was so calm, because when Jennifer was like, babe, I think we should go, he was like, all right, let's go. Like, it was just so calm. And then when they're sitting in the bus or like going home, Bill just looking at her like, girl, like he's just looking at her like I told, like I commented on what's it called, Erica De Niro's tweet. Bill had disappointed dad energy. Like, the way he was sitting on the back of that bus, leaning back with his legs crossed, like, you really proud of yourself? You really proud of yourself? And it was funny because, what's his name? I thought it was crazy that it was Joe, Melissa, and Bill and Jennifer on the same bus, and they just had beef, and they were trying to calm Teresa down, trying to let her know that was wild and out of pocket. Melissa is like, girl, stop calling her white trash. It's always funny to me when white people get upset when someone gets called white trash. I'm like, y'all be saying it like I don't know. It tickled me. So then Louis asked her, he was like, well, baby, why did you have to throw the stuff at her? Like, he's legitimately asking a question, and she was like, I wanted to bash her head in, and the only thing I could do was throw that stuff, like throw the drinks. So like I said, everybody else is at the table. Margaret is upset. Tiki and Tracy are mortified. And like I said, Frank was like the moral high ground. Frank legitimately was like, she didn't really do nothing to like warrant that for Teresa to like go off on her. And I was like, she didn't. And like I'm saying, like, I don't feel that bad for Margaret. Do I think she deserved to get wet like that? Not really. But like I said, full circle moment, lady. You've been pouring drinks on people and you had to get poured on too. But Margaret then says something like, so the rest of what ends up happening, because I'm just cut it up. Teresa and Louis end up going to a new going to a hotel, and like the ladies at the other people who are at the house, they let the people that stayed at the restaurant know that Teresa went to a hotel. You can tell Teresa low-key be running a relationship, because she was telling Louis, we leaving, let's go. And Louis was like, he kind of looked like, do we have to? And she's like, let's go. And they left. They got in the bus and they dropped them off at a hotel. But the other ladies that were at the restaurant with their husband, Margaret kept saying that, what Margaret say? Margaret was like, she's not a happy person wouldn't be that disgruntled. I said true, but also a happy person wouldn't be digging up in people's past, digging for dirt on people when they've already told you to let them go, let it go. And I was kind of okay with Dolores saying like, she's a big girl, like she could take care of herself. Like if something happens, I think she got it. And I also agree with like, I guess that's my thing about it is like, again, I'm gonna say Teresa was wrong, sis was wrong, but Margaret is also wrong in the fact that this lady has told you several times to dead this conversation, and you keep bringing it up and keep like adding things to it. And it's kind of like, at this point, what do you like? I think honestly, Teresa just should have cussed her flat out and let her and told her what it was. But Teresa crossed the line throwing stuff at her. But I just feel like they're both wrong. They're both assholes, and that's just what it is. Margaret has done the same exact thing that Teresa has done to her. And honestly, the only person on the cast who hasn't violated or intruded on somebody's personal space is Jackie. We seen Melissa threw cheese. She went off got into Teresa's face. She's gotten in Jackie's face, the fumbling of hands. Jackie, the fumbling of hands. Jackie throwing silverware when they were overseas. She's done that. You got Margaret pushing people in pools, pouring drinks on people. Teresa flipping tables, knocking drinks over, and pushing Andy. You got Dolores Dolores getting all up in Jackie's face. Honestly, out of the whole entire cast, main cast excluding Tracy, Jackie is the only one who has not crossed boundaries with the rest of the ladies. So nobody is innocent in not even my. That's just facts. Nobody is innocent of being doing too much at 50. You know? But yeah, y'all, that is it. That is all. Remember to be bravely authentic. Drop down in the comments below. I know y'all gonna be in there I hope y'all not tussling. Just be respectful of each other. And be respectful to me, because I don't want to have to block nobody. But I don't think I will, because most of y'all just be like, girl, no. But yeah, y'all, that is it. That is all. Remember to be bravely authentic. And I'm out. Deuces.